Hello everyone, Rocket here, and today I thought I'd show you a little guide to Q's Winter Wonderland. The first step you need to do, hit J, hit Q's Winter Wonderland, and transwarp. It'll land you here, or Konos, if you're from the Klingon side. Oh, stuck in that person. From here we must find Q. You can see him seated over there, all arrogantly as Q is. Naturally. Speak to Q and ask to visit his Wonderland, and he'll send you there. This is a land Q has made himself, just because he wants to mess around with us, humans, and other races. What's important for this event is, by the end of it, you can win a tier 6 ship for free, so you don't have to use any money, when usually they cost a fair amount. In order to win your tier 6 ship, you must first speak to Q, and you'll receive a token, which then you can hand in at an events section of your profile, which will unlock the event itself. Once you've completed that and you unlock the ability to get winter prize vouchers, you then need to win a race every day. It's one race and it gives you 40 tokens, which means it requires 25 days to complete. So realistically, the last day that you can start to win the ship, if you play every day, is the 25th of December, Christmas. If you start at any time after that, there's no point really, because you're unlikely to win the tier 6 ship. So let's have a look at the race. Every time you want to start the race, you must speak to the race coordinator up in the main area. The mission is called Fastest Game on Ice. From here, you take the steps to the left of him, and you speak to the race official to begin. This is a fairly standard race. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to complete. The only real obstacle is the ice. It makes it harder to move, but there are a couple of tricks that I'll show you as we go along. So the one trick I like to use is to start turning before you get to the turn. Choose which direction you want to move. Bam. Because you'll go out. The other option, of course, is rolls. If you roll forward, it stops your momentum completely. Bam. Don't have to worry about turning at all. There we go. Just be careful not to go too far out of the lines, because they will disqualify you. The multiplayer race is far more harsher than this, because there are 2 races, but the multiplayer race is in order to get a pet. Much like the monkeys in the summer event. If you feel yourself losing control, just do a roll. Remember that simple saying, and you'll get through this in no time. Your only opponent is whatever animal Q has chosen to race against you. And you can get buffs in order to do better, but you don't need them. You don't need to waste your time on them. I've done this without any buffs. And that monster is way behind me. So that's all you do in order to win. Then you hand it in back at the race coordinator, and you receive 40 winter prize vouchers. Then you go into your reputation section, events, and you can contribute to it. Do this 25 times in a row and you've got yourself a tier 6 ship. The benefit to tier 6 ships is the Admiralty card, but also the ship is account bound, so you can use it on any of your characters. And they usually have quite a nifty little console that goes with them. Next up, we're going to take a look at the events to get all the other little bits, because there are plenty of collectibles to find. Plenty to hand in for the holiday item vendor. As you can see, all of these different items you need to get in order to buy clothing, in order to buy power-ups, new attacks for your officers, and some weapons, but which are only available to be used in the Winter Wonderland. This is because Q has given you a passive debuff called Q's Peace Enforcement. This means you can't use any of your normal weapons here. The only weapons available to you are snowballs to begin with, and snowball guns once you've collected enough items to collect them. I was pretty confused when I first came of how I was going to attack things, but it becomes quite easy. Once you find a pile of snowballs, let's see if I can find one. They're littered about wherever there's an event, basically. And you collect them, and they're consumables. They don't do loads of damage compared to a weapon, but since you don't have anything, they are your only choice. So this is a pile of snowballs. You take some, and they give you between 10 and 15, I think. You probably want to gather 200, 300 snowballs, because you'll run out of them pretty quickly, since one equals to about 1200 damage. Whereas if you got a gun, I know my gun, if I'd used a burst attack, does 5 shots for about 3000 damage, while a snowball was doing 1200. So it is worth upgrading as soon as you can. You want it to be the first thing you upgrade before you buy any clothing, basically. And the events, they're pretty self-explanatory once you start doing them. It's basically kill evil snowmen using snowballs or snow guns, and you get items for them as rewards, such as beads, sleigh bells, EPO tags, which is what you hand in to get pets, and earmuffs, another item that you need to collect. Once you get enough of the items, you can go back to the central area and buy them from the Ferengi vendor. And in between events, if you don't like doing an event, you always have the option of the special invasion, the winter invasion, which honestly takes 5 minutes tops to complete. You get some more rewards that you can use to pay for new items from the vendor, which gets you your weapons quicker. New to this year is an event called the Krampiri, which is this game's version of the Krampus. He's basically an evil Santa. He'll be in an area, either beating up gingerbread men, or just running amok, and it's up to you to defeat him. It's fairly self-explanatory when you're doing it. And you don't need fast travel because areas are pretty close together. The only real areas you use is the lake, Gingerbread Town, and the racetrack. And also, if you go down slightly south, there's another event, which is a Waves of Enemy event, where you got to stop the enemies from coming in, which is practically impossible if all you have is snowballs. So if you have snowballs, ignore the Tide of Ice event, which you can see over there, the banner. The competitive race is right there. The only reason to do that race is if you want the EPO pets. They look like little bunny things, and you could trade those in then for Gold Press Platinum. That's it for me. If I've helped you out with this video, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe, because there'll be hopefully more videos like this to come. I also make indie gaming videos, co-op gaming videos, all sorts. So feel free to stick by. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Bye!